I sound alright?
Yeah, you sound a little like far away.
That's what it is. Like, I know there's something missing. Like, just
You sound so much better. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh,
hey, use that
What
microphone that's like by you. Well, because at work I talk out of this one,
okay.
and there's no point in doing that. You know.
Right. Okay. You
So
sound better.
here you go.
Right.
I knew
All right,
like I was thinking like I should see how I sound.
I'm glad you did because I wasn't even.
All right, everybody, welcome to another ride through video. Jeff, how are we doing today?
Ride through video. Let's go.
Yeah,
I am sick, everybody. I don't feel good, and
I am
grumpy.
sick of you too. Oh, sorry.
Fine.
You know who we are sick of?
Steve and his barbecues.
Yeah, another barbecue. Like he calls it a road trip, but you
Road
know,
trip.
barbecue.
Yeah, he's having his debauchery, his barbecue debauchery nights. We all know where he's going. We all know, Steve. You don't fool us, Steve.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Steve. Love you.
You'll see if we let you come back.
Yeah. All Steve's podcasting stuff will be on the front lawn.
on fire.
On fire.
Microphone on fire.
All right. That's enough poking fun.
Yeah. No more talking about Steve.
All right.
So speaking of Steve, Steve and I did Winnie the Pooh not long ago. We did it from Tokyo.
No bother. You did. No, you did. Winnie.
And I remember you were like, "Oh, dang, I missed that."
Mm-hmm.
So I figured now that Steve's not here, he can miss one, and we can do the one from Hong Kong Disneyland.
Yeah.
So that is what we're gonna do.
That sounds good. I'm gonna Pooh Bear mood, slow, a Jeff, a very little brain today, so it all makes sense.
Your little Eeyore today.
Oh bother! I guess I'm sick with the flu.
All right. Well, let's get some stuff out of the way, like this. And that is how we can find you.
Yeah, goofy stories. Please, please, please. I'm going to put new content up, I swear. I'm in the process of moving, but once I move, I got a bunch of stuff.
You guys get ready for more content.
Yeah, please.
From this guy.
This guy, yeah.
I got to point the other direction.
There's more to come.
And hopefully we'll be doing some stuff together too.
Absolutely.
Off this channel, on this channel, both here and there.
Whatever you want, my friend. Whatever you want.
As soon as we come up with fully fledged idea,
yeah,
we have a semi going. I guess we each have our own things, but
yeah. But I love to collab. That's why I do this stuff.
Yeah,
life's better with friends.
And in case you don't know where you're watching this video, it's on one of these. And if you're not subscribed to one, you can subscribe to both or the other. And
interactive. Oh yeah, Science of Amusement and Interactive Realm. I hate to admit this, I might not be subscribed to Interactive Realm.
Yeah, that was my first. I don't do so much over there, but I should, and I will do more.
Yeah,
but this channel kind of took priority, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's more where I was creating the signs, and this was supposed to be more of like the background on what the signs were from, and then some of the creating. So, but yeah, you guys can go subscribe. There's a lot of cool content there. There's a lot more videos over there than there is here for now.
Okay, I am now following.
There you go. Active.
I was probably following on my Goofy my Goofy Stories page, but I wasn't on my Jeff_Shaver or whatever. Yeah, Jeff_Shaver page. So now I'm subscribed on both.
Well, score an extra subscription for me.
Sounds good.
Well, subscriber, I guess. Not subscription. Whatever. What the hell I'm saying.
Doesn't matter. It's a free for all.
All right, let's get into this video.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
No, I'm a bear, very little brain. Let's go into the ride. Oh, bother.
So where's this at? Which one is this?
This is Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, okay. But there's everything's in English.
I think it's in kind of a both language.
Is it? Okay. That's real interesting, though, how it's...
Some of them do that.
Yeah. Look at all the ceiling fans.
Yeah. I mean, just glancing over this, it kind of reminded me of both Disneyland and Tokyo's kind of combined.
Yeah.
Because Tokyo has like
Disney
this
World. Because I was on theirs, and I think, a couple years ago. It feels similar.
Oh. I said Tokyo has this giant book that you kind of walk through in the entrance, and so these pages kind of remind me of that.
I like the pages.
Oh, hello. Hi there, rabbit.
This is a bit of an older video too, but that's all right.
Is it? Boy, sometimes I just forget like differences in rides. So like being a Jeff, a very little brain, like people that go to Disney constantly, I always sort of envy them because they really get to, I feel like once I leave, I already forget the experience, but you got to like, if you were on it quite a bit, at least one place, whether it was California or Florida or wherever, then you could watch a video like this and think, oh yeah, now I could see all the differences.
Yeah. But I also like, you know, even though I've never been on this one, like I like checking out other parks rides, you know, especially Tokyo, because they have like all the money to do whatever they want pretty much.
Yeah.
You're very blessed. You're very...
It's my voice too low.
No,
it has to be up. My Pooh Bears are too low sometimes.
No.
I go, but like Pooh Bear has a head cold or something.
No, bother. Gone, Pooh Bear. Oh,
he's trying to reach the honey, I think. See, Tokyo has kangaroo.
I love that.
Flying like on a kite or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go on this ride.
Yeah, this looks pretty cool.
This is awesome.
It's busted through the house.
Wow. I think that's my favorite Pooh Bear too. Is
oh. Well, we're kind of bouncing. Not like Tokyo was though. Tokyo, the whole thing was like up and down.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of Disneyland when it rolls like this, you know?
Yeah. Boy, I'm so curious how like this compares to like Disneyland or World. That would be fun. We should watch the Disneyland one next or something.
We did Disneyland, I think, but we haven't done Disney World. If that's different,
we could compare them. If we want to, I mean, it doesn't matter. But.
Yeah, we can.
That looks familiar. So that's familiar.
That's kind of. I think they all have some like dream sequence.
Yeah. Okay. So this is similar.
There was some similar in Tokyo too. I think they just want to throw in this song, so they make it all. Like this.
I thought one of the rides had. I could be wrong. The rain goes down, down, down. Watching, you know that.
Not sure.
I thought one of them had it. I could be wrong. I'm probably.
I will link the other ones that we watched in the description.
That's probably good. Yeah. There it is. Wait,
okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So it has it.
Everything is blue except for Tigger.
So. Yeah. Now I love me some Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
Well, let me save that until this is over. So, yes, watch.
So this was all in English. It sounded like
It was, yeah.
Tokyo, I believe, was all in Japanese.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, that was very, very good. I do believe that was very nice.
You ever get to do your voice for Jim?
No. I've never officially met him. Like, he's walked right in front of me at a Comic-Con to go meet Bill Farmer. He's like, he was bored. He's like, it was one of those Comic-Cons just post 2020, and he's like, you could tell he was just like, okay, I'm bored. Hey there, pal! Like, he goes up to Bill Farmer. Hey there. Where's hiya, Pete? Oh, nice to see you. It's sort of that kind of interaction. I loved being a fly on the wall for that. It was really cool. I was just going to say, I love Jim Cummings, but the ride, it's funny that the ride is based off of, it's not I always get them confused. Not the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the new adventures of Winnie the Pooh, whatever it was. The one in which the ride is based off of.
Mini.
The mini adventure.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was still. Do you quick quiz to you and all of our listeners, who before Jim Cummings? Well, I can't say because there's a couple. Who's the original voice of Winnie the Pooh? The original, the OG. What was his name? His name was Mr. Sterling Holloway, and
I never would have gotten that.
Yeah, he, of course, if you think of other voices he did, they were many. Shere Khan.
No. Oh, okay. Hello, man cub. No. Oh, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Sterling Holloway, just, if there's like one person that I could, just really honestly meet that has passed in the Disney voice realm, I just would love to meet him. He just seemed like, if you look at his photos and how him doing the Pooh Bear voice, he's Pooh Bear. He's not. He's actually a real thin person, but he emotes. Just the Pooh Bear vibes, and my gosh. So again, love Jim Cummings as Pooh Bear, but when I stay up way too late at night and I practice my Pooh voice, I always right away go to him. Versus someone like Goofy, who I don't go to Pinto Colvig. I go to Bill Farmer, who's the newer Goofy. So I don't know.
Yeah. Did he do Cheshire Cat as well?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, doesn't that kind of sound similar?
From what was it? Who? Oh, you did the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
That was him.
Because that was
that's
about the same time period, right?
Cheshire Cat. Is that? Did I say that right?
Yeah. Jeff can't speak today.
No. I have dumb brain.
You know what you need for when you're sick? You need some honey.
Yeah.
Oh, I do believe I like a schmeckle of honey. Oh.
Yeah. A hot toddy.
Oh, I want a hot toddy with a schmeckle of honey and a lot of bourbon for my tummy.
No, that would not make me feel good.
Well, the honey might.
Yeah, the honey will. Yeah. Well, what do you think? What did you think about the ride? And
I like the ride. The one thing that I always hated about Disneyland is the constant rolling, and I think this is because the way I'm sitting in there, my knees like hit each other and the sides of the car and all that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like on this one, like the whole bouncing kind of thing, I think that kind of plays in. But the bouncing, the whole area of the background and everything in Tokyo was like bouncing everything. So that was kind of cool. But at least the car was only doing that when Tigger was bouncing. So that, to me, it plays into the ride. Whereas ours is just doing this for like no apparent reason. You know, it's just you're just a little bee, you're running around or some shit. Like, I don't know.
Like, I can't believe I just threw up on the Pooh ride.
Yeah. I mean, it isn't nothing. I don't know. Not for me. It's not enough to make me sick, but I can see somebody probably getting sick. I don't understand why we're doing it. It's weird. But I think it's because we're actually a bee, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I think they're all kind of cool. They all have like their own different vibe, even though they're kind of based on the same thing. So
yeah. I wish I had enough knowledge of all three of the rides, and maybe what I should have done, and maybe in the future I will watch if we have a ride through. Maybe I'll go on YouTube and watch the other two and try to jog my brain, because I've been on Disneyland. I've been on and actually within 5 years, so 2021 I was in Disney World, and then Disney last year. You know, around last September, not this year, the year before, I was on my honeymoon and we're in Disneyland. So, and I was on it then. So, you know, apparently my brain only spans about 6 months, and then I'm just like,
can't remember anything.
Disney? I don't know.
But, you know, like a lot of times we're like, oh, we should have done our homework, like when we're doing these things. But I don't know, like to me, it's like watching it for the first time with everybody, you know? I kind of like it being spontaneous, and you can do your homework, I guess, but I don't try to watch the videos ahead of time.
No,
you know?
And I don't do that either on here, because that's sort of, you know, the way that that's sort of your vibe, and the way that you've sort of set things up here it is very organic and spontaneous, and it's not. And that's true. You know, there's a lot of times where you'll, you know, be on a Disney podcast, or you'll listen to a Disney podcast, and everybody's just speaking this language about Disney because they're there so often. It's almost like they're speaking another language. And that is one thing I do appreciate about this here podcast, is that, you know, it's very accessible. You know, it's what you call low contextual. It's not like high contextual. You're like, well, you have to go to Disney at least once a week too, just like me, in order to follow along with what we're talking about. But
I wish I went there once a week.
Me too, man. Jeez. Yeah. But low contextual is like, hey, we love Disney, but let's, you know, join with us as we see it through fresh eyes.
Yeah. I think that's the key for these things. And well, I mean, a lot of things that we do, I guess, but just to keep it fresh and to be spontaneous. I don't like the regular videos are fine to script, but these kind of things, I don't want any kind of scripting or tell you what to say, or it's not the point of these things, like the conversations go where they go. And that's what I like.
Yeah.
Which is why, speaking of the podcast, we started the Discovered Magic Podcast.
Yeah.
Go to discoveredmagicpodcast.com.
Yeah, you're pulling a Jeff right now. I love it. Oh, man.
Speaking of Jeff is on another podcast called Sharing the Magic.
You don't have to plug.
No, that's right.
But also Sharing the Magic Podcast. Hey, everybody. Okay. Yeah. So when you go through a ride like that, Jason, do you feel what kind of emotions did you feel like going through? I felt a lot of feelers, when I went through when you just played that video. What Winnie the Pooh just brings up a lot of emotion for me. It just, as a kid in my past, and
it's one of the few cartoons, like Disney cartoons, like that are not like DuckTales or Chip and Dale and all that, but one of the few regular cartoons that I watched,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, seeing this video, and like, I mean, I guess all the rides really are like, first off, I was like, oh, I like you were saying, like, I wish I was on it right now, like I want to go experience. So like now I'm like kind of jealous and pissed off and like excited at the same time,
Yeah.
So yeah, I like, it makes me want to go out and like we're talking about with Provost and like go explore all the parks, just experience the different stuff,
All right. So did you watch as a kid the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, or the mini, or what do you remember?
I didn't watch it as like a teenager or anything, but as a kid. So I don't remember exactly what it was, because it was a while ago.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and try to remember or rewatch stuff so I can get familiar again. But
yeah, we watched the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. The one where it goes, so it would be on like Saturday mornings. My dad would wake up or extra early in the morning, put in that VCR, the video cassette, and record it for us so that when we woke up, we could watch it. And it was the ones like Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear. It wasn't the standard, Winnie the Pooh, Winnie. Yeah. It was like,
I remember both songs. So
can you take me, please, Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear? And it was like that theme song for me. When I hear it, that I'm like, oh. But also that ride, all those songs too, which I would in the ride so annoyingly. I was like, "Where's the rain goes down, down, down." Yeah. Da, 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 da. Like just those. I think for me, Winnie the Pooh is not just the voices, and it is very much so, but the music of Winnie the Pooh is just always, memorable, very memorable for me. I
was thinking when I was watching it was probably in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably wasn't New Adventure.
No, that was early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah. I believe.
Because that's when like my brother and I would come out, and again Saturday morning we watched like G.I. Joe and Transformers, and
no, that's 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
oh, those were good years.
Yeah.
Got G.I. Joe.
Got to knock on the cable box, make sure the channel actually came through, and it's like the one that you got to actually go.
Oh, you were privileged. We didn't have a cable box. I had to go to my friend next door's. I had to knock on his cable box. It was, man. I would just stay up at night praying, Lord, dear Jesus, give me a cable box so I could hit. Didn't happen, but I got an NES Nintendo where I had to blow on the cartridge.
Yeah.
Put it in there and put it just right. You had to like keep,
put the other cartridge on top of it so it stays in place.
Yeah, just what I've never even tried. See, you learn something every day. Dang it, I should have tried.
Because it never locked down. You're like, okay, well, put the other one on top of it and it holds it.
Oh shoot! If I could go back in time right now, if I had a DeLorean or your hoverboard, I'd go back in time to good old 1989, and I would be like, knock, 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 freak all my family out. Be like, I'm from the future, and I have one thing to say. It's very important. Little Jeff, when you put in your game, make sure you put another one on top of it.
Lottery? No. Forget the lottery.
Like, don't you want to tell me the lottery? No, we're good. That's basically it. Goodbye. And then I like... Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum.
And 2020 is going to suck.
I know. By the way. Yeah.
You think the year 2000? No. It's 20 years later.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Forget that living room rug that you set on fire. Get ready for 2020.
That actually is Back to the Future.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm getting dizzy. I'm sick. And I'm sweating and I'm okay. All right. You take over.
Feeling a bit under the weather.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep this one short.
Yeah, we're good. We're good, man. I was just like, okay, you take over now. don't let me go off on a tangent like that again. You'll see me just pass out in my chair.
So you start drooling.
We'll have to reach super chats just for my medical bills.
Someone bid $20 right now. We need to get Jeff. Sadly, we can't even accept super chats right now.
I know.
And that is because we need subscribers. Do you see that segue right there? Oh my God. Like,
perfect.
I don't know what
You're getting
happened.
good, man. You're getting good.
Yeah. So you guys, we need subscribers.
Yeah.
That's what allows us to keep going and to make you guys happy. Subscribe, like, share with your friends and family. Comment below. Let us know what you want us to, I guess, comment on next time. Do right through.
Yeah.
Let Jeff know what voices he should practice next.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of fun. That would be fun. I'm kind of limited, so my voice isn't super high. So that
no Mickey Mouse for you.
No, it's hard. Like, Mickey Mouse is a trick voice. It's just a falsetto, but like, oh boy, like everyone has it, but that's as good as I can. That's still a low falsetto. But anyways, there's I do a little Roger Rabbit. I'll do, I don't know, just throw some at me. I'll see what I can do.
We'll just throw it like spaghetti and see what sticks.
Exactly. That's kind of what you do. That's honestly kind of what happens. You're like, hey, I'm going to try this voice. And I was okay at that. Or, oh boy, nope, that's a little, that's tough, and
you don't know how many times I tried to do walk-in until I saw my brother's friend do the shoes thing and
shows.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's that voice. If I ever wish, I just want to start getting into it, I just got to think of the word shoes. And
you will love this. The other day, every time I drive by a shoes place now, in your honor, I go, shows. I just do that. I do it every time. I went and got lunch the other day, and I pull up into across the street was a shoes place. It was like Carnival Shoes. I was like, Carnival shows. And I was like, I can't not
Carnival
say that.
Shows.
Shows. I see you're so good at that.
The clown is wearing my Carnival shows.
needs more cowbell. Can you say that?
I can't do that for some.
You got to work on that for me.
Have more cow, but the way he says it, when he gets like excited, it's like rough and louder, but it's like raw.
Study it. Yeah. And just work on it. You'll get that. Like you're building up your vocabulary.
Yeah.
So you already have your.
Now, like I got it. Like you got to like
I got it. I got it. It's almost like John Travolta which everyone says if I try, I got
I got the quiet part down though. It's like take them off now.
Yeah.
Like,
see, that's good. Yeah, you got the. I always say how you start out in a voice is you get your anchor phrases. You get one to whatever you can do.
Like,
and you have things that you're like, oh my gosh, I sound just like them.
The word guys too, like guys.
No, you do it. But I see
guys wearing my shoes. Like
that's it. And then you build out and you build your vocabulary. So you go from your word, your anchor kind of words or phrases into what the vocabulary of the character, in which then as you build out your vocabulary, at some point you can say anything in that person's voice.
You gotta get
that's when you stop doing an impression and you start doing a voice. And that's what
I'm not there yet. I'm getting there.
But you're good. You need to keep at that, because
there's plenty better, but I'm all right.
And I have that story of when I played the cowbell, which I've told before, on Blue Oyster, so we went and saw a Blue Oyster Cult concert. They brought us up because my friend had a cowbell, and I told you about that, right? So they stopped and they're like, come up, we need more cowbell. So I actually was like, me and my friend at the Blue Oyster Cult concert gotta hit that dang cowbell in front of a giant crowd of people. And it was, so just, if you could just nail that phrase, needs more cowbell, I might have to make a video. So I may have to that would be fun.
I'll practice.
Okay.
My friend's band actually played with them. They got to,
really?
Yeah, they played with a bunch of people, but not Motley Crue, but Vince Neil when he was doing his side thing.
I do like some Motley Crue too.
Yeah, I ever told you my dad was their bodyguard for a while.
That's badass.
Anyways, after Larry Flint, he went on to bodyguard. This is in the 80s too, when they were on top of their game.
They're wild, man. Those wild.
Because they used to come into the mansion all the time, I guess. Larry Flint's mansion. So that's how I met him.
That's amazing.
Now my phone's buzzing.
What's they have to say?
Someone's texting me.
It's a super chat. Is it a super chat?
Super chat. Secret spells.
All right, back to Pooh. Do you have you seen the Tigger movie?
I have. It's been a while, but
I love that movie. That movie, dang movie. I'll admit it as a grown man. Dang man, I had tears in my eyes. I was like, oh, so much. And that's Jim Cummings at his best. I mean, he is. Boy, Jim is an amazing actor.
That'd be a cool voice to do. Can you do that? You go Tigger. Like I can't even.
Tigger, there's a lot of cadence to it, which is
yeah, yeah.
But it's not. Is it Is it I don't know.
But
so there's a lot of with what, and if you do Pete, and so I don't. You can do Tigger, and there's a lot of overlap. Yeah, I got a basic Tigger voice. It's not very good though. It's not very good. So, but it might be one that in the future I'll, because I would love to work on my Pete voice. And then if I work on my Pete voice, because I have a real low down here, hey there, kind of voice, I can go low. Yeah, I could work on. But then the highs are hard. Like Tigger's, just like Goofy. Goofy's hard because it's lows and highs.
I don't remember the cartoon, but it's always like the boxing, like put up your dukes, like
yeah.
That's I think it kind of leads into Tigger almost like like put up
yeah. He's very he's got a lift.
Yeah,
he's very now. Boy, before Jim Cummings. Oh my! See, I am sick because I'm blanking out on his name, and he is like one of my favorite voice actors. Oh my gosh, I don't deserve to live after this. Paul Winchell. I don't need to look it up. One Winchell.
Oh, okay.
Paul Winchell was the voice of Tigger before Jim Cummings, and I absolutely just love his voice. I think it is he was, if you watch the Gummy Bears, we are the Gummy Bears. He was
Gummy.
No, he was. I was like Gruffy. No, he's the wizard guy. Oh, I can't remember names. Oh, I'm so stupid. My brain is dumb right now. I can't remember, but he's. It'll hit me in 2 seconds. Oh man. But he was a voice on there, but he's Tigger. So when like Jim Cummings took over, because him and Jim Cummings actually at the last end of Paul Winchell's career as Tigger and life, really, him and Jim Cummings would swap on the adventures of the new adventures of Winnie the Pooh. So, one time you can hear, one time it's Paul Winchell, one time then it's Jim Cummings. And then they kind of, so it's this passing the torch to Jim. And then Jim, if you watch an interview with Jim, when he talks about that event, that time of Paul Winchell passing the torch, Tigger was Paul Winchell's baby. He goes, well, take care of my little, and Paul Winchell sounded like Tigger 24/7, and so like Jim Cummings, he can do the voices for sure. But Paul Winchell, like that was just Tigger was kind of, besides the lisp and stuff, that was his speaking voice. So he tells Jim, he says, well, take care of my little buddy, make sure you take care of my little buddy, which is Tigger. And I just thought, that's one of those sweet interview moments. So if anyone wants to hear, go look up Paul Winchell, maybe Jim Cummings on YouTube, and maybe it'll pop up. I don't know, but
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So before we go, what did you think of the movie that was like a couple years ago?
The Christopher Robin?
Yeah.
Made me cry.
I mean, so you liked it?
I did. I mean, I could see how it was. So as someone that is a voice actor, when Jim Pooh Bear was a different Pooh Bear than the cartoon Pooh Bear. It was a lot more, he slowed it down and just made it very more heartfelt and a lot more like Sterling Holloway. And so it was almost like the voice work on it was so good. I thought that, I mean, it moved me emotionally for sure. Now the story, was it? I mean, it was fine. I mean, it was fine, but goodness, I don't like to see Christopher Robin grown up. I would much rather have a movie just of him in the 100-acre woods. It's almost like Hook. Like I love Hook, but I'm like, Peter Pan grown up and
yeah,
and it's sort of the same feeling.
That's what I was about to say too. It's like we can't just make the regular movie. We got to do the grown up versions.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Williams was great, but
and Hook was amazing, and it's fine. I knew what I was getting into, but it was the voice acting of just the way that they, Pooh Bear. Oh man, and the voice acting was so good, especially by Jim, and I think mostly by Jim, where I just think, oh my gosh, it made Hannah, my wife Hannah, tear. We were both like, oh. We're both fighting back. Look, I'm looking around, being like, dang, what?
I think the voices, because he, dumbed them down, slowed them down.
He didn't dumb them down, but
I know. I don't mean like.
No, I know what you
mean, but it wasn't as.
He simplified them.
Yeah, but like they weren't as happy as excited. They were more kind of like
somber,
monotoned and whatever. You know what I mean? Like. Mm-hmm. It wasn't so happy and exciting. It was just like we were here, and Christopher Robin doesn't really remember us, kind of thing. And it's like,
but the heart was still there, and
but that's what I mean. It kind of played into that tone more, to give you those feelings,
Yeah, no, I agree.
So,
what did you think?
No, I liked it. I did, but again, the grown-up thing kind of bothered me. But
yeah, I know. Same with
I like that better than the way they did it in other movies, because there's been so many other movies where the grown up is now like doesn't remember shit and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I think those stories are necessary, and here's what I think is why is because, well, how many times have we, there's a saying, or I don't know if it's a saying. It's like there's a difference between being childish and childlike.
Right.
And childish is where you're in this perpetual stage of adolescence. You don't pay your bills. You don't grow as a human being. You're constantly, that's childish. Childlike is, I collect action figures. Yeah. I build dioramas for my action figures still. I love watching cartoons still. There's so much child things that I like. However, sometimes they enrich my life. They enrich my life because they help me to remember who I was as a kid, and that innocence and that wonder, that sense of wonder that I had for the world, that sense of excitement that I had for the world. To wake up and to be like, oh my goodness, what's on TV and what's happening today?
Wait, so do you wake up and go to the TV with your bowl of cereal and sit out there eating?
I do on Saturdays. I make myself.
Sorry, it's not Indian style anymore. Can't say that.
But I make myself sometimes. I'll be like, it's Saturday, and I stay in that rhythm to keep that childlike wonder because I lose it. I lose it. I'm trying to, you're in the thicket of, the throes of adulthood, and I have friends that I've had from childhood, and I'm just like, boy, you're really boring now. You don't really, you seem so, you're just surviving. You're just trying to get through the day, and there's no sense of wonder in your voice, or you've lost your imagination, all those things. And so for me, I think those stories are necessary because they help, like me and someone like me and you, we look at I think we value that sense of childlike wonder, but there's a lot of people I think out there that don't. And I think those stories like Hook or like Christopher Robin are very, very good and very, they give permission to people that have lost that to say, hey, maybe I need to reassess my life and see life through the eyes of a child.
And I mean, it's similar, but not the same, I guess. But that's why I stepped back from doing so much signs, because it was starting to be this everyday struggle.
Yeah.
And I liked making signs, and I still do. But if I have to make 100 of them and try to get them out in a certain amount of time, it doesn't become fun. And I had to back away because I didn't want that to happen.
Right.
And that's why I started doing these. And it's like this now balances out making signs and my day job,
Yeah.
Even though we're spending a lot of time making these videos, by the way, it's worth it because it's fun. And, I hope everybody else let us know if you're enjoying these videos, because that, to me, that's more important than getting your subscription. Yeah. It'd be awesome if you guys subscribed and liked and commented, but as long as you're enjoying them, that's what means more, and enjoying them as much as we like making them. So,
yeah. Sometimes it's weird how videos work too. Sometimes there's probably a whole wonderful number of people out there that would really click with these videos and what we do and how we, just the camaraderie that we have and all that stuff. But, sometimes it takes a while for people to find us.
And I mean, that's what Provost said too. You will eventually find your audience. And we do have a small number of people who watch, but
it would help if I got a better background than this thing, you know. No, just give me, hey everyone, if this background is what's keeping you from liking and subscribing, just know it's gonna get better. Sorry, man.
That's fine. And I think right there, that's the note we leave on.
Okay, good. My background, wonderful. All right. Well, that was good, man. I mean, I think, cool.
All right. But we'll just remind you again, like, subscribe, share with friends and family, and we will see you on the next one.